Hello. Welcome to this presentation on developing dietetic interns into leaders in the field. My name is Roxanne Kingston, and I am the Assistant Director of the USM Dietetic Internship. We are happy to have you with us today, and we hope you learn some great information from this presentation. We are going to be covering 4 topics today. First, we will talk about leadership roles and give you a brief overview of leadership. Second, we will talk about ways to develop leaders. Third, we will discuss feedback and how to be constructive and positive with it. Finally, we will talk about effective ways to give feedback. Let's go ahead and get started. The leader influences others to make changes in their lives or in the way they do things. A leader is a relational role, meaning that it is a process of working together to accomplish change or make a difference to benefit the common good. We want this out of our dietetic interns. After all, they will become our future leaders. At the completion of the internship, dietetic interns will be serving in leadership positions, leading and motivating patients and clients, or possibly doing the same with dietary and food service staff. It is important for them to show leadership in these situations. They might even be put into manager positions as entry-level RDs. So, these skills are vital to learn throughout the internship. It is important to remember that no one is born a leader. However, everyone can develop leadership skills and be an impact on their community and clients. Becoming a leader takes time, and with great mentors like you, the interns can become great leaders. Clifton and Anderson partnered with the Gallup organization and identified 3 characteristics of leaders. First, leaders should have a drive to complete something in the organization. Your interns should be excited to see change in patients' diets and should be interested in helping to bring about this change. Secondly, leaders should also be able to relate to those that they lead. Intimidation and force are not effective in motivating people. Students should be able to identify with the patients, clients, and dietary staff that they are hoping to lead. Lastly, a leader needs integrity to not only be a positive influence on the organization and bring about effective good changes, but also so that followers will continue to follow. If a leader does not have integrity, followers may lose trust for the leader and the leader may lose support. Fortunately, interns in your environment are able to work with you, a professional leader with experience and know-how. Interns are able to experience leadership roles while still learning and observing which methods work best. They are also able to identify those visions and goals that they are passionate about, which can lead to a better overall vision for them as professionals. Try to identify strengths and talents in your interns. Strength might be the ability to provide consistent quality performance in an activity, or a talent might be a natural productive thought, feeling, or behavior that is applied. Hopefully, identifying these traits will give them confidence to take on more leadership roles. The Wall Street Journal identified several ways to develop leaders in a business or an organization's environment. Rotating an intern through the different positions and rotations in the facility is very effective in helping to build and develop leaders. Interns are able to identify areas of strength and talent for themselves. Interns should also be challenged in their rotations. The intent is to push the intern to grow as a potential leader, not to break him or her. Mentoring relationships are essential for developing effective leaders. Building trust between mentors and interns can lead to great relationships and opportunities for growth. It is important to provide frequent feedback, both positive and constructive criticism. This helps the interns learn methods and ways that they were effective and ineffective. Frequent discussions can help identify areas of strength and improvement early on. Hopefully, the intern will take this constructive criticism and try to improve it in the future. Leadership roles are more effective when they focus on encouragement rather than criticism. Of course, constructive criticism is needed, but it is helpful to also follow these up with encouragement on things they might be excelling in. This helps them to feel good about things they are doing right and encouraged to change the things that need improvement. Also, the focus should be on solving identified problems instead of focusing on placing blame or pointing fingers. As any good manager, this technique is used with employees as well. Everyone is much more likely to focus on solving the problem when they are encouraged by their manager. As previously discussed, feedback, both positive and negative, can help the interns grow into effective professionals in the future. Interns need to learn personal areas of strength and potential areas for growth. Sometimes, negative feedback or constructive criticism is more effective than positive praise. It is a common misconception that all feedback must be positive, that providing honest criticism will offend or hurt the intern's feelings. If a criticism must be made, it is thought that the real constructive comment must be sandwiched between two other positive praises. This can often lead to confusion. The person may only hear the positive comments and ignore the constructive criticism, which can lead to a disappointing disconnect between what the person imagines their work to be and what it truly is. The purpose of feedback is not to make the person feel better. It is intended to make the person more effective and impact their work for the better. Feedback does not have to be personal. It should focus instead on specific actions or choices. One study compared the preferred teaching and critiquing styles of beginning students and more advanced students. Beginning students preferred more praise and encouragement from their professors, while advanced students desired more constructive criticism and wanted to progress as professionals. At this stage, interns should be willing to accept constructive feedback in order to progress as professionals. Beginners may seek encouragement, understanding that they are new to the process. However, those with more experience should be seeking to make themselves better and should seek to hear areas that need improvement. Be specific when giving feedback. Focus on how the intern is performing a task. Positive feedback here should focus on exactly what the intern did well, whereas constructive criticism should focus on what the intern could have done better. This feedback is effective. As interns improve, you are able to focus and point out how they've improved. Learners or interns should feel empowered by feedback, not that the feedback is an attempt to control them or micromanage them. Let the intern know why they're being observed and that the feedback is an attempt to make them better dietitians and leaders. Feedback also should be focused on specific goals. Goals could include better documenting practices, better communication between staff and patients, and achieving objectives. As the amount of feedback increases, students also are better able to identify for themselves what they are doing well and what they could improve on. Giving specific, focused feedback allows students to not only be aware of potential problems or areas to improve, but also helps them learn how to overcome and fix these issues for themselves. Interns learn and are aware of strengths and weaknesses through feedback. By providing this information, students are better able to meet the organization and your standards for excellence in the workplace. Feedback serves as guidance for students and interns also. With guidance, students may feel that they have a better understanding of what is expected and what they are supposed to do. They may feel more included in the organization also. Often in classes, students say that one of the most important things to them is to know what is expected of them. This is why it is important to give feedback early on in the process so they have a good feel of the expectations in the facility. Of course, we set our expectations of this dietetic internship quite high. We want the best students because we know we have the best preceptors teaching them. I hope you have found this information helpful. You can see the references listed if you would like to do any further research. As always, let us know if you have any questions, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in the future.